This is money, kinda. It's complicated, abstract, digital, and 99% of the time, not even real. It's just numbers on a server in a server farm that's probably overheating right now. But it wasn't always this weird. To understand how we got here, we need to go back here. Before money, we had barter, and barter sucked. Hey, I'll trade you this chicken for those shoes. I don't want a chicken. I want a new roof. Well, I don't have a roof. I have a chicken. This is called the coincidence of wants, and it's horribly inefficient. So humans tried proto-money. In Mesopotamia, you could get paid in barley, which was great until it rotted or got eaten. Or you got tired of hauling 50 kilos of grain just to buy a beer. In Africa, they used cowrie shells. In China, bronze spades. The Aztecs used cacao beans. Better, but still flawed. Cacao beans can be eaten. We needed something better. We needed something shiny. Gold, silver, copper. Why metals? They're durable. They don't rot. They're scarce. You can't just grow more. They're divisible. You can't really spend half a cacao bean. They're portable, and they're shiny. People like shiny things. So problem solved, right? Now, instead of trading chickens, you just trade lumps of silver. Here's a lump of silver for those shoes. Hold on. How do I know this is pure silver? And how do I know this is actually 1 ounce? Let me just weigh it and chip off a piece and melt it down to check the purity. This is also horribly inefficient. Every single transaction was an investigation. We were so close. We had the material, but we were missing the idea. Then, around 600 BC, in a kingdom called Lydia, someone had a genius idea. The Lydians were, well, they were loaded. Their king, Croesus, was so rich we still use the phrase rich as Croesus. Why? Because a river called the Pactolus ran right through their capital, Sardis. And this river was full of electrum. Electrum is a natural mix of gold and silver. It was shiny, it was scarce, and it was all theirs. So the Lydian king, probably a guy named Alyattes, had the big idea. What if, he probably said, instead of everyone weighing and testing the metal, I do it. This is the first coin. It wasn't $1 or £1. It was a promise. The stamp, the Lydian lion, was the king's personal guarantee. This changed everything. Here's 1 Lydian lion coin for those shoes. Suddenly, trade wasn't about metal. It was about trust. You weren't trusting the metal. You were trusting the stamp. The Greeks realized electrum was messy. Is it 60% gold? 40%? Who knows? So they figured out how to refine the metal, separating it into pure gold and pure silver. And then they stamped it. This is the Athenian drachma. It was the world's first reserve currency. It was so trusted for its purity and weight that you could spend it anywhere in the Mediterranean. And with this trusted, standardized, portable value, you could do anything. You could pay soldiers, mercenaries, to fight your wars, build giant temples, Parthenon, fund philosophers, create global trade networks, and of course, get taxed. The coin wasn't just an invention. It was the software that allowed human civilization to scale. So the next time you tap your phone to buy coffee, you're not really using a piece of plastic or a fancy app. You're using a 2,600-year-old idea. And it all started because buying stuff was really annoying.